Hi ladies! In today's videos we're gonna tackle cooking, baking, and cleaning. And all that very early in the morning. Because sometimes as a working mom, I really have to resort to those early morning hours to get some housework done. And this particular day was my son's 8th birthday, so I just wanted to make sure that before everybody else got up, specifically my son, I wanted his cake to be ready, I wanted to put up some decorations, and I wanted the house just to be picked up so that when everybody else got up, we could just enjoy the day and celebrate instead of me worrying about all those household chores I didn't get to. So I hope this video gives you some motivation. If you enjoy content like this, make sure you come back for more. If you are new here, my name is Marta and I make videos about house and time management. So anything and everything to do with different systems and routines that you can set up in your house as a working mom to just help you manage everything. And it's an ever-changing thing, so it's not like I have everything figured out, but some things works better than others, and I'm hoping to just provide you with some encouragement and motivation. So let's get on with our cleaning, cooking, and baking. So I typically cook soup for my kids on the weekends. And honestly, I just alternate between like a chicken soup and a tomato soup. Simply because that's all my kids will eat. So for the tomato soup, I try to put veggies in it so that then when I blend it, they don't see them and they still enjoy it and like it. So that's why you see me using zucchini and carrots. Those two are my go-to veggies to put in a tomato soup. So I usually just chop them and grate the carrots and I just add it into the soup. Now the inspiration for the soup came from the 100 Days of Real Food cookbook, and she also has a free recipe on the website, I believe. She doesn't add any veggies into it, she adds bacon. She also has noodles, which my kids don't like in a soup. So, if you have watched my channel before, you know that I don't really stick with any recipes. But I will link the recipe below in case you are interested to see how the base of the soup looks like. But like I said, I do change it up by adding more veggies into it and just making it our own. So what I would typically do is I would blend it and put it in the fridge and they have it throughout the week. Now they don't eat it every single day, probably every other day or so, but it is a healthy option that I have for them throughout the week when I'm working and I don't have to think about something for them to eat when I am struggling for time. And I am planning on making another like a weekend prep video where I kind of show different aspects of meal prepping that I do on the weekend to just help me out during the week when both my husband and I are working full-time, and now with the pandemic we do have most of the time both of our kids with us as well. And I typically do get up very early. Now, my typical mornings, I do get up very early in the morning, regardless if it's my work day or weekend. And if it's on a weekend, I usually do a lot of stuff for my side business, so for my blog, for this YouTube channel. But like I said, this particular day I was a little behind on some of the household chores, so I wanted to make sure that his day is special. I wanted to spend as much time as I can with him. So I started off with just clearing the kitchen with all the dry dishes, and then I started with the frosting for the carrot cake, which he has requested. So like I said before, my son has requested a carrot cake. Now, both of my kids are very, very picky eaters. So the fact that he's requesting something like a carrot cake is funny to me because it's not a typical cake that kids like. My daughter won't touch it, and actually none of the kids that came to eat the cake, so his two cousins, ate the cake either. That's why I bought pre-made chocolate cupcakes, because I knew that probably most of them will not eat it. I typically, for the birthdays, I will make chocolate cupcakes. I did it for my daughter last time, and I think for my son. But since he requested a carrot cake, that's what he got. And let me know in the comments if you typically bake or buy something for, as far as like a cake or cupcakes. I feel for me it's like it depends. I went with making it since a week prior we had my son's first communion. So that video is already posted on my channel if you're interested. But since we had that family gathering a week prior, we had a giant cake for him for that. I did not want to buy another one, and we did not have a big family celebration for his birthday, since we kind of lumped it up with the first communion celebration. And as you can see, my cake decorating skills are not the greatest, but hey, it tasted great, so that's all that counts, right? And I also wanted to pick up the kitchen island, because that is our dumping ground. As you can see, we have all kinds of stuff over here. And I also wanted to mop the floor in the kitchen, because I did not get to that part the day before. lastly, I wanted to change that decoration from his first communion. So I just took down all the balloons that were on the top. They were like white and gold. Since I was doing this very early in the morning, everybody was sleeping. So I tried popping like 2 balloons to see how loud it would be, and it was pretty loud. So I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna wake anybody up. I'm gonna wait until everybody gets up. But I had few balloons that had like little, I don't even know what they're called, but they had like little parts inside. So I had to like put them in a garbage bag and then pop them there, because once they pop, it literally explodes. So I just moved all the balloons to that playroom area, and that's when and once everybody woke up, that's when I took care of those. But I just wanted to put a happy birthday sign for him, so there is something that indicates that it is his birthday. And I'm so glad I got that stand with a backdrop, because like I said, we have used it for a baby shower before for my sister-in-law. We used it for the first communion. Now we're using it for the birthday. I mean, I feel like I'm gonna be using that a lot. So I'm glad that I got it, because it's just creates that focal point and you don't have to really do much, but it really stands out. I hope it gave you some motivation and encouragement. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. It's completely free, but it's gonna notify you when I have another video up so you don't miss it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.